Hello everyone, I'm Jane Asher and the Fat Controller has asked me to be here for a very special reason. On Sunday, March the 7th, we're having a big party in Hamleys on Regent Street in London to celebrate Thomas's 65th anniversary and to raise money for the National Autistic Society, the charity that really helps people with autism. At the party, we're going to try and make the longest ever Thomas cake train. We're going to make Thomas the Tank Engine himself, but we need you to be really useful, like Thomas, and make all the carriages for us and bring them along to the party. Now we're going to show you how to bake and decorate a carriage cake, and the Fat Controller himself is going to talk you through it.
Hello everyone, the Fat Controller here. I'm going to help you make a very special carriage cake. Now, let's see what ingredients you're going to need. 220 grams of unsalted butter, 220 grams of caster sugar, 4 medium eggs, and 220 grams of self-raising flour. Now, you will need a greased 900 gram loaf tin, a bowl to mix in, and an electric whisk. If you want to make a big cake, make 2 and put them on top of each other. Right then, let's get started. Get a grown-up to set the oven to 180 degrees centigrade. That's gas mark 4. Put the butter and the sugar into the bowl and mix them until they're light and fluffy. Then add the eggs to the mix and beat well. Now, you will need to ask a grown-up to help you with the electric whisk. Once that's done, fold in the flour bit by bit. Spoon the mixture into the lightly greased tin and bake for 40 to 50 minutes. Don't forget, if you want a big carriage, make 2 cakes. When the cakes have cooled down, get a grown-up to trim the cakes, cut them in half, and then you can spread on the yummy jam and buttercream filling. Cover the cake in buttercream so that the icing will stick to the cake. Now, to make a special Annie carriage like we're doing, you'll need to roll out some brown sugar paste to about 5mm thick. Ask your grown-up to cut the paste in half and place it onto one end of the cake and trim the edges. And with the other half of the icing, use it to cover the other end of the carriage. Now what you do is you do this again for the other 2 sides. Now then. Right, with a ruler, mark the doors on the sides of the cake. For the roof, mix black and white sugar paste together till they mix into a nice grey. Roll out the paste to about 5mm, dampen the top edges so they're sticky, and then lay the grey over the top. Roll some black sugar paste into a long strip a little bit thinner than before, and then cut that into 4 long strips. Now dampen the bottom edges of the carriage and place the black strips over them. And don't forget to ask your grown-up to help you trim off the bits you don't need. Now the wheels. Roll out some more black sugar paste to 5mm and cut out 4 circles. Stick on the circles using some water and tell your grown-up to trim them just like that. Roll out some brown sugar paste to about 5mm thick. Cut 2 narrow strips and stick them along the sides of the carriage above the wheels with a bit of water. Now then, the buffers. Well, cut 2 narrow strips of red sugar paste and stick them above the black strips on the front and the back. And don't forget to ask your grown-up for help. Now, the bumpers. Well, cut out 4 small black circles and stick them on, 2 on the back, 2 on the front. Now we better have some windows to look out of. Cut 12 squares of black sugar paste and stick them on both sides of the carriage. Now you can make Annie's face using a little bit of leftover paste for the nose and some food colouring for her eyes. Oh, just look at all the different carriages you could make. My goodness, haven't we been really useful?
Thank you, Fat Controller. I think they're going to look fantastic. And of course, you don't have to do yours exactly like that. Just use your imagination and have fun. And of course, if you haven't got time to bake the cake yourself, you could always buy a ready-made one, decorate it and bring it along to the party. The Fat Controller is really looking forward to seeing you on Sunday, March the 7th at 12 o'clock at Hamleys Regent Street store. And if you want to know more about the Thomas Cake Train, go to thomasandfriends.com. And to learn more about how Thomas is helping people with autism, go to autism.org.uk/Thomas and Friends. I can't wait to see all your carriage cakes. Have fun!
Day of the diesels, no man done to